One. Further back, this is getting pretty heated now. Shun Koide is going to have his attempt right round the outside of Takaboshi, and he's going to make it. Shun Koide makes the move, and so too does the ARTA of Tomoki Najiri. He's going to wait and pick his moment a little later on, but now he's going to go for it. Round the outside of 2, tucking in for the inside of 3. Sugio green here at Autopolis as we get back under race order. Now, this definitely helps Toms because the Toyotas are now 4th and 5th. The long way round. Now they're going to be able to change tack, but he can't quite commit into the braking zone. He doesn't want to throw caution to the winds. The Subaru's already had several repairs this season. He certainly doesn't need an undue one, but now he can commit to the inside line. Ready for turn 3. This will be the chance for Oguchi, and he's made it stick. Lovely move from the Subaru. Go through the right-hander, up to the left, trading paint again to the inside line. No, you don't, says Okiotsu. And here comes a charge as well from further back, Tepi Natori. Oh, what an overtake from Natori.
Sekiguchi got a big swapper on there in the middle of the S-bend, and that just gave Natori the chance he needed.
3 to 10 set of Sasaki up the inside for second, in towards the hairpin. Goes Toshiki Oyu, and just if anything happens and kicks off between these two 296s, he'll be straight into the mix. Oliveira's in there too. Here comes Mehi down the inside on Kobayashi, and Kobayashi leaves the door open potentially to give Gabu the chance to get through. Close the door straight away. He's more focused on trying to get 5th position back as the 2 Ferraris go side by side, practically touching wing mirrors down towards turn 3. The Mehi's got the inside
lead on the road as well as in reality. Has been for a while. Kobayashi's going to have an overlap here. This is a great exit out of the hairpin, and he's got the inside line for Spoon Curve. Surely this is going to be the move, and it is.
On the outside, on the approach to Spoon Curve. Former Super GT champion up the inside. He's going to launch in. There's not a lot of room to play with. The backhand kicks out as Giuliano Alesi slams the door back in his face. Honda are trying to prevent history. They're trying to take a win away from Toyota to keep the record matched at the very least, but to put Honda back into the vanguard of this title.
Zinei Fukuzumi leads the way, Shota Savoy. Tadasuke and Makino round out your top 3. Oh, and is that the 23?
It is, it's Chio. Chio spinning on, and he's down among the 300s now. That's a disaster for Chio, running 6th place, and now
he's now got his sights set on the Cintium LM Corsa Lexus. That's the non-hybrid car. I think Merry's going to get the move done here because he's got the inside line. So that's going to be P9 for the Spaniard. He is really on a roll. Incredible stuff from Roberto Merry.
Oh, the man from Spain, good friends with the Sainz family, and now he's going to dive up the inside. Through goes.
Lacey's there watching and waiting for the opportunity. He thinks just you keep scrapping, you two, because if I get in the mix, I can take 2 free places. I'll be up to P6, more valuable points for the championship. Usually some cars that get a good run up the hill out of turn 12, they can attack into 13 and 14. As she continues.
His attack lap. Matsuda's taken the lead.
Wow, Matsuda's in front! Matsuda's got the lead on Sekiguchi. So before we've even reached half distance, we have had a Honda lead the race, we've had a Toyota lead the race. Again, on the next apex, Sasahara keeps his foot in, and now they're going to get a run down the straight past the 7x7 Porsche to the left side of the Nissan. They are committing. Look at Takaboshi. He fancies a chance, but Sasahara's there. He takes the lead from both the
by side. This is going to be the move for 9th place.
And he's got to do it before we go full course yellow. To the inside line, finish off the move. There you go, 9th position, and that couldn't be better timed because with Yoshiaki Katayama in the barriers, here's the move for the Satomoto Opet Supra, 2nd place. He's got past Yasuka Shiotsu. That couldn't be better time for them. Look, they've just...
As we see a position change there, that looked like, and the 2 ARTA Hondas are side by side. That's not hard.
Well, he does like a dive bomb, this Charlie. He's done it once before, so wouldn't put it past him to try it again. Here he goes. Thinks about it up the inside. There goes the dive bomb into turn 1. Big move. I thought that to perfection, but on the undercut comes Tyra. Kataoka sitting back and thinking, just you scrap, you two. Anything happen between you, I'll be straight in there. And watch for Kobayashi and Gamu behind them. It could be a 5-car scrap for they fag up the inside into...
How there wasn't an incident there approaching the chicane. Here we go. Oh, he was just well out of shape from early on. Approaching the chicane, and obviously well out of control by the time, so he didn't go off exiting the chicane. He was already way off on his own. Was he given any help though? I wonder. I'd like to see a little bit further back if we possibly can. Because
Nomura, as Nonaka comes under pressure from Motojima in the number 0 car, Nomura coming under pressure now from Saito Nonaka, and he's gone through Nonaka in the number 52 Saito Toypet car, having a go there. But I think Nomura is going to have another crack here down the straight. I would expect the Mercedes to have the edge here in terms of raw power over the Toyota Supra. He might be able to get that position back, but Nonaka doing everything in his power.
Attack into the opening corner, and there's a big old rooster tail in the background, and well, it's going to be close between, a little bit of a wiggle there from Nattori as Makino makes it through into P3.
We understand there's been quite
To twin turbo V6 versus 4 litre twin turbo V8. Tomonobu Fuji versus Kei Cozzolino, wheel to wheel, side by a door's width, and Tomonobu Fuji gets back into the race lead for GT300 here at the 1.5 hour mark. Sasha Fenestrez puncture for the race leader. Oh no, Tomonobu Fuji comes in
with Miyake, and that will be over 9th position. End of lap 1, and it is now still
Hiromine at the inside.
Hiromine is up the inside, and also so too was Matsushita on the inside of Okus, who's got through. And running wide there was the Toyota, and that is actually, that's the Westport car that's dropped back a couple of places. That was Kunamoto trying to hang it out, but he lost out to Okusa and Hiromine, and also now to Matsushita as well. So
those 3 positions there.
We're really going to see the aftermath, aren't we? There's the initial contact further back, and oh my goodness, the Shade Racing car, that's a big hammer blow for Ricky Okusa, who was trying to get out of the way of the Shade Racing car. So the Aston has collided with the Shade, and the number 64 Nakajima car was trying to get out of the way, and that's a big impact for Ricky Okusa into the pit wall entry.
It's really been the only place since the very early part of the year where they've looked anything like their normal selves. Is Kakashi going to try and do what Sugo Matsuda couldn't? Sekiguchi just gives him a width and not much more, and that's enough for Kakashi to go around the outside. Good move.
Wow, what an overtake.
Versus Hiroki Otsu, and this is the battle for, well, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. I think they all stay in the order that they were previously.
And Sekiguchi worked their way past the Kondo Nissan. I thought Sekiguchi was going to turn that into an overtake. He might yet. He's going to try and get alongside. They've got the Satamoto Yobet Super in front of them. They're going to go either side of it. Could this be the move? Kicking up from Sekiguchi. They bang wheels, and he gets it done.
Brilliant stuff there by Seki.
Almost wheel-to-wheel touching fenders down towards turn 1. Who's last double 8 breakers? Who's got the grip on which line? Fenestraz defends, but he might get the up and under from Sasahara, which he tries. Remember, the next corner is a left-hander for turn 3. As Fenestraz again will defend it. Almost touches contact between them. I think that Sasahara tried to turn in, didn't realise, well, how you can turn not realise he's still side by side. Sasahara thinks, right, I'll go around the other side of that mix.
This time, the Nismo's Bridgestones will beat a temperature faster than they were on the initial start, because now he can really afford to go after Otsu, as Charlie Fag has a cheeky look on the inside of Shinsuke Kono to go for 4th position. The D-Station Aston driver punching well above that car's obscene weight. Really going to start to kick a pace, and she can start to get away. She needs to stay close to Mikuchi in the Subaru. Here comes the move. Tsuganami on the inside of Koyama. No, you don't, says Miki Koyama. Holds the pace round the outside. I'm a former regional Japan champion. Have you got any idea who I am? I'm not going to push over. I'm not going to leave this one on the table.
And the Deloitte GR Supra of Sekiguchi, I think it was, no, it wasn't, it was Deloitte's car.
Sasha losing it.
And then...
And how the Nissan avoided that, and there goes poor Rensato in the 16 car with terminal damage, obviously.
That was rude, that was robust, and, well, Makino just decided...
Like
No, you can tell by the front end of that TRS Impol, he is far from ecstatic about that one. He's going to dive it back up the inside into the next left, but Makino keeps it.
The arcade was close this time last lap. He's going to be lining up Tori down the straight. Where's he going to go? He's going to look to the inside initially, force to the outside line. Tori defends. Alesi watches on in the background, side by side again, wheel to wheel under brakes. Tori brakes later and again holds the place. No switch back for Miyake this time. He thinks about it, puts 2 wheels onto the grass. He's pushing hard to try and make it happen. Down the outside into towards turn 3. Nattori says, I don't think so.
Into the path of the Honda. Nattori knows he's running out of opportunities, but Fenestraz's back is well against the ropes.
Certainly is. It's going to going to come down to horseback corner, isn't it? That's going to be the last opportunity, I think. But Fenestraz is really struggling. You can tell because Sakoshi is right there, Sato is right there, even going back to further behind.
That's Lacey.
Still very
But he can hold it round the far side. Shotsubai, masterstroke, even from him.
I just find that surely there's got to be something wrong with that car.
Look, he just lost the back end. He
No.
lost it. That's mad.
Just in the dirty air of the Yingling Toyota. That's a really surprising thing for a driver who had his experience to do.
getting the move done. Oki just being forced off the road there. Both cars going off there, so well, that might get Nomura into trouble. Actually, that's probably the kind of over-aggressive move that the stewards tend not to like. Brilliant move by O'Sullivan to clear the Porsche. All three of these cars on Yokohama tyres. It looks like the Yokohama's working well. O'Sullivan just needs to be careful now because he's the stewards have clocked his track.
Raz then in the traffic. A big squeeze from Akuza. He nearly goes off the road at one of the scariest moments, and Fenestraz picks it up, says, beautiful.
That's a... Oh, no!
Ferrari!
Ferrari's gone. Now, was there contact?
Another
Was the car...
to try and get into third position. He doesn't make it. Here comes Bertrand Baguette in the impul. He goes out wide. That's going to give him lots to do in turn two. He's going to try and fend off on the Nissan, and around goes Shotsubai! Shotsubai in the Tom's Toyota spins in turn two. Big drama for the reigning champions as the